few moments. So wait patiently.
Radiant team.
Onigai Shimas. I'm getting Twitch chat up.
I'm going to turn off my fan real quick and then we can start.
I'm a fan of that idea.
It wasn't funny the first time.
Radiant team ban.
Radiant team ban.
Dire team ban.
Alright, I have returned.
Alright, chat is up. Alright. Hello and welcome everyone to the RD2L here at the Next Level Dota cast with Nex and Rankshis. Say hi, Rankshis.
Howdy, everybody.
The hype is real, everyone. We're back. This is the start of the weekend for me and Rankshis. Well, he's going to be here for the start of our marathon of casts, which is our weekend, which starts right now. Well, it actually starts tomorrow, but this is the cast we're going to have for tonight, and tomorrow we're going to have a longer cast, so stick around for that 12 p.m. PDT is when we're going to do that. But this cast is the first cast for tonight. We're probably going to do 2 or 3, so stick around, get the hype ready, tweet us, and yeah, so we're going to start this draft right here. The call to arms has begun. The heroes are being chosen.
What an unusual draft so far, by the way. First ban Pudge and Slardar, and also a Spirit Breaker. I understand Naga if people like to play Naga, because late game Naga's not fun to play against. But yeah, just super weird bans to start out with. Maybe they know something I don't, but Tinker first pick, I'm pretty sure. Followed up by Nyx Assassin, which is super I wouldn't say popular, but it counters Tinker really well. You can lay in wait for when you know Tinker's going to show up, and it's a really easy guy to nuke down as a Nyx Assassin, so I really like that. Followed by Storm Spirit, and Storm's also really good at chasing a Tinker around, so pretty good calls. And a Doom follow-up, which Doom, just a solid hero, really easy to lane almost anywhere, so really smart draft so far from both teams.
I'm actually surprised we're seeing Doom. I didn't know he was in the game. I thought he was exclusively a ban. That people were forced to ban, and he wasn't actually playable.
This is what I'm saying. Their original bans are just so different.
It's crazy. Yeah, Shadow Demon and Faceless Void being picked up, but definitely we saw Nyx Assassin and Storm Spirit being picked on the Dire team in I don't know if you actually, I think you were part of that cast 2 days ago or maybe yesterday. I'm not actually sure, but it was played against a Tinker Nature's Prophet team. I'm pretty sure you were there for that. And Nyx Assassin and Storm Spirit just being probably 2 of the best heroes as far as punishing those split pushers. Yeah, so this is already looking for the good for the Dire team, and they pick their hard carry. A Phantom Lancer joins the team. We outnumber you. We outnumber them all.
That's kind of surprising. Phantom Lancer's not a bad hero by any means, but Faceless Void is just really good at fighting a Phantom Lancer. So I'm mildly surprised, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Would you think that Faceless Void might go Battle Fury? We don't see it much, but it might be a good choice here.
Maybe. It seems hard to go that greedy when you have a Tinker on your team.
That's true.
A Battle Fury would be good at killing Phantom Lancer, so I wouldn't be crazy surprised not killing him, but just clearing illusions, which is definitely needed. But against Push, they do have March, so I don't see it being that needed. But always an option.
So far, a pretty good draft of counter picks. Doom being picked up against the Storm, and so that's one thing, and I think that's really good. But then Shadow Demon being picked before the Faceless Void, kind of walking into that semi-counter. Shadow Demon being pretty good with that Faceless Void, and then Faceless Void going against the Phantom Lancer, but Faceless Void can Chrono Storm Spirit as well, which is also a good target for that. So two giant lockdowns for Storm Spirit. Never a good thing when you're a Storm Spirit. Earthshaker being picked up by the Radiant.
Yeah, Earthshaker always good against Phantom Lancer trying to push your towers with his army. So not a huge surprise, but like you said, there's a ton of countering going on so far.
It's a heated draft. That's such a huge pickup on the Earthshaker. I think that it's so obvious of a thing, but you just don't see it that much. You see Earthshakers get picked up against normal drafts, but now we get to see it. The grand echo slams shattering the earth against all those illusions. It's going to be great. And Coddle, I think that's a really, interesting ban because, Coddle would be good against the Phantom Lancer. But maybe, I don't know. They already have an Earthshaker, so.
Yeah, I don't think they want to give Coddle to the other team just because Coddle is a really good choice with Phantom Lancer, and they do need some sort of support. So yeah, but a vengeful pickup, definitely not bad.
Nice.
Venge is really good against Earthshaker
And-
specifically,
yeah.
and Void as well.
Exactly. Now they have Shadow Demon and Vengeful Spirit, which is, in my mind's eye, the top two best counters to Faceless Void in terms of disrupting his ability, literally disrupting his ability to Chronosphere and kill people with disruption from Shadow Demon. Enigma being the last pick of the draft. The heroes have been chosen. And we're in the draft.
I actually said this before, and I forget who it was, but I said I don't see why people keep
Prepare for
banning Enigma.
battle.
No one ever picks him in the RD2L, but here we are. Somebody picked Enigma, proving me wrong.
Holy crap, I did not realize that the shopkeeper was in a hole. He's like literally in a hole in the ground, pretty much. If you like zoom in on any hero with the portrait view, like he's like on a completely different level. On the dire side, mainly. That's what I was. But yeah, that's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I suppose you're right.
Interesting. I wonder if that's the same on this side as well. Tangents before the battle. Yeah, the Radiant's just on a normal platform, so it's only the dire side. Sweet, the more you know. Have you seen how many mods have been coming out with the workshop tools?
Yeah, like if you
So
go on
crazy.
Reddit at all, you can just see like people creating their wildest fantasies.
Dude, it's been
for
like
the Dota map.
it's been like a day. It's been like 2
Yeah.
days at maximum.
Some guy made like Helm's Deep map or something
30
like that, and I was
seconds to
looking at
battle.
it, and it's a huge map. This guy's had just been like working on it for like 24 hours straight, probably, just being like, "This is my thing that I'm gonna do."
Yeah, right. It's crazy. There's so many cool ideas happening too. Like the Cyber Mag made the Invoker Wars, which sounds pretty fun. Pudge Wars is like officially out now.
Yeah.
You can actually download that. So actually, let's go over who's playing who. We've got to catch up here as the Horn of War blows throughout the resonates throughout this map. Pro Carbine playing the Shadow Demon, Grand Lee on the Phantom Lancer, Demon 222 on the Vengeful Spirit, and they're in the aggressive tri-lane right now, looking for kills, but mainly just controlling. They got a ward up, and they haven't blocked any other camps, but maybe they'll do that in a little bit to follow. And Nyx Assassin on Test Soulman in the mid lane, and Solo Safe Storm Spirit Freakin' Chair. And on the Radiant side, going down to the safe lane, because we might see some action here. Faceless Void being played by Tilligan, Earthshaker being played by Meowshi, Enigma denying some creeps, it looks like. Olimar being played by Olimar and Louis. Tinker, cute Asian boyfriend, and is the player for that. And lastly, Bro Crates on the Doom. Love seeing all these like new faces to call
So
out.
something I want to point out is they have 2 support heroes for the Dire team. I mean, obviously for the Dire team, but I wish I would have seen sentries picked up and block some of Enigma's camps, because that's like the easiest way to like counter Enigma is just put him like in the hard camps, and then what is he gonna do? You know, he has to buy sentries to start jungling it all, but I guess they opt to not really care about Enigma, which in my opinion is the wrong choice to make.
Yeah, and this is a really good ward as far as like we're talking about wards. This does block the easy camp, so there will be no pulling, but I don't think they would have pulled anyways against this tri lane. You pull and it's just going to get contested. So certainly not the best like camp blocking to go exactly what you said. They did opt for this camp, and it is right on the edge in terms of that. So I like the ward placement, but not for this particular event, because as I said, it's not super useful. The Enigma's getting farm. And, well, they're not going to pull that easy camp anyways.
Yeah, and like they could magic bush it or something.
Yeah.
It would probably get dewarded, but
Oh, they are going to find the Enigma in the jungle. Let's see if they can make something happen. There's the magic missile, but it's not that long of a stun. They do have the illusions. There's the stun from Malefice, helping out just a little bit. And first blood goes the way of top. I'm still going to look at bottom because they might be able to get a kill with one more right click. He's so close. He's turning. There's the right clicks, and they do get a kill on Enigma.
really close. He almost got away.
Yeah, he had to like turn there to like actually go over the edge. And so Doom getting killed in the top lane by the Storm Spirit. Quite interesting, and very quickly too. You don't see Storm Spirits getting that much kills without a Vortex of some kind. So I would like to see how that happened. Unfortunately, that's the woe of being live. But I didn't miss a kill. I was focused on the Enigma kill, and that's what I got. So I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I would actually say this favors the Dire team setup a lot more than it does the Radiant, because Storm could have gone mid, but they decided to send him solo top lane, which is really smart because you can definitely just harass the bejesus out of a Doom, and Nyx is going to do pretty well against a Tinker. Not like phenomenal, but he does have mana drain, and mana drain is like the bane of most Tinkers, so...
So true. I think
Yeah.
he's got a pretty good starting end. So like if he wants to, I'm not sure. It looks like he's going the double nuke build, which is not something we see all the time. And Fisser,
wow.
It'll trap him off and just add the nuke damage to actually get that kill. And I don't think, yeah, the stun came on before the Spike Carapace got blown, so he was actually able to get bursted. Quite interesting.
I'm not exactly sure what got delivered bottom, but that Nyx was waiting for a while for his bottle to come.
Yeah, will this Faceless Void get away? His time walk's knocking me up for 4 seconds, and that's a kill going the way of the Dire once again. I don't know how they caught him without his time walk, or at least after his time walk wasn't far enough, and they were able to chase him. Is there boots? Looks like they did go the double support boot strat, and it's certainly paid off, as we've seen a couple times. I don't know if I think one of them might have started with boots, or maybe none, and they just both bought him with the kill that they got. But yeah, that Faceless Void kill would not have been possible without it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, Nyx, like we said, should do. This is a pretty good. Like Tinker mid is very, very strong, but this is a good pick against it, and it's a melee hero to be by itself. And so like that's just, you're making a melee hero work. Earthshaker coming in with a Fisser block, so now he has to go all the way around. He does Carapace the first laser nuke, and he's gonna get right clicked as he goes, getting blocked as well. But here comes the Enchant Totem doing a little bit of damage. They're not gonna have anything to follow. They do have missiles, but he's not gonna blow it. He doesn't think he can get the kill. And he might have been able to chase with laser, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So, good Fisser block, and this roaming Earthshaker has made a good amount of impact. The Nyx Assassin had to use all his bottle charges to get back up, and on the honeypot here on the Radiant side next to the medium camp, 2 supports are going in. Shadow Demon's looking for a disruption. He's going to find it right on the Enigma. The Eidolons are there, though. They're going to be pretty strong, and are they going to actually get a kill? Magic Missile's ranked up now, so Enigma's getting hurt just a lot, and then stun comes out onto these Shadow Demons, so 1 for 1 so far. But now, the Nyx Assassin's really deep. He's up against the Tinker and Earthshaker. We saw Deja Vu here. He was getting chased by these guys before, and there's the missile as well to get the kill. And how did okay, got his Eidolons got the kill. Now I see a double kill going the way of the Enigma post-mortem.
Good use of Eidolons there for sure.
Yeah, that was super unfortunate.
Yeah, he's died twice now, so it's nice to see he's getting something out of it.
Yeah,
they're doing the Dire team's doing a great job of rotating since they didn't ward the jungle, so I guess they are making up for not warding by getting kills on the Enigma, which is also a great way to go about it.
Yeah. He had 4 Eidolons there, which could have been 6, but like at least it wasn't 3, and he already had them pop, so he didn't have to actually use the mana and use the spell after the disruption. They were ready to go. And Faceless Void, he's gonna have a time walk here. Is he gonna actually get out before the time walk? But this Venge is in the perfect spot, and she actually has the magic missile delivered to his door, like right there.
That was super well played by them. That Venge didn't need to go in, and she just waited till he time walked away to the most obvious location, probably.
Shout out. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was very well played.
Impressive to see, and a little bit of RNG on top of that, because the Faceless Void did dive that way. He could have dived somewhere else and maybe gotten away. One place he could have gone was maybe into these trees, and then walked out this way. Is kind of a possible, but I mean, when you're the Faceless Void, this is looking like the safer route, so... multiple options, but the one that he chose was not the right
Radiant's
one.
bottom tower is under
I'm
attack.
surprised to see, this is like the second time I've seen a PL go Midas. I feel like Radiance is just such a better item for a PL for farming purposes, and most PLs in the RD2L don't seem to agree with that. They always go the Midas, so see how it pays off.
Yeah, that's indeed true. Doom using Doom up in the top lane on the Storm Spirit, who is getting really close to death. He might
Radiant's
actually die. I don't think he is, though. He's going to get really close and not die. And, well, and the Storm Spirit getting another kill versus this Doom. And I'd say it's it's a pretty hard matchup against the Doom. What's the level? I mean, he isn't leveling Scorched Earth to rank 3 at level 5, but
if you're offlaning Doom, you have to prioritize survivability with Scorched Earth over Devour, and you can just see that kind of playing off here. Not that it would have saved him, but it definitely would have done more to save him.
Yeah.
As somebody who's offlane Doom a couple times.
Yeah. Well, maybe it would have actually at least made him get the kill on the Storm Spirit, because as we saw, Storm Spirit was really low. One more right click. So yeah, so let's see. Set 3-7 in the aggressive lane. Phantom Lancer is doing work here.
That's super surprising to me, but good on them. They've had great. I would say it's all the supports.
Yeah, definitely. And if the Earth, let's think about the alternatives of as far the Radiant team's plan has gone. Like, if let's say if the Earthshaker stayed bottom, didn't roam as much, would he have been able to protect the Faceless Void? Oh, here's the jump that we talked about before. He goes a little far, but the disruptions, once again, he's there. He has the boots. He's going really fast. And now he's got the clones, and he already time walks, so he has nowhere to go. Earthshaker is here to defend, and Shadow Demon's trying to run away. He's got a salvo. He'll be completely fine. Juan being popped by Faceless Void, but never too little, too late, not enough. And Enigma TP's in just to try to help, and he spawns some Eidolons, but he's almost in trouble himself if the Dire had mana, but they don't. They only have a disruption to their name. And, yeah, so I was thinking if Earthshaker was there, maybe the Faceless Void would have lived a little bit more, just because of that Fissure would be able to stop the Dire in their tracks. And then again, it comes down to what do you prioritize, a couple ganks on Nyx or protecting your Faceless Void, and I'm not really sure what's the best answer there.
I actually, well,
Shadow Demon
now that I
almost
say
getting
that, Shadow Demon gets
bottom, and a black hole being used. It didn't hit the Shadow Demon, but it's actually going to hit the PL, and he's going to get Chronosphere as well.
Nice.
PL coming in. Eidolon's not able to help that much because they're trapped in, but the defensive disruption comes out, able to protect the Vengeful Spirit a little bit, and the Storm Spirit's here nuking, and the Enigma goes down. Dire's ready to re-engage if they can get anything. This Storm Spirit certainly has mana, but he's not going to go for it. And really good rotation coming out from Dire. Trading a 1-for-1, but the Fissure's there and actually gets a good trade. That always feels good as a Earthshaker.
So back to Earthshaker. Oh, nope.
Nyx might be here. Oh,
going
wow.
on
We got,
Faceless Void.
yeah, Storm Spirit's going Faceless. He's going to time walk away, but Nyx is on the back lines as well. He's Vendeta'd up. He has a Vendetta, and he's looking for a target. Well, actually, he has an Invisrune, but he still has the Invetta, so he'll be able to open with something other than Vendetta, which is really good when you want to chase someone. He's not going to find anyone, though. Faceless Void's in the trees. Once again, HY Sama.
Faceless Void did live, but he did not use like the full range of his time walk. Like time walk level 2 is super important for Faceless Voids, and he's not taking advantage of it. But
Walking
not that
right
it really
into
matters.
a magic missile, and this is certainly going to be a kill. Nyx Assassin coming in using a Vendetta. Will this be a backtrack on this? He has a 15% chance, and no, there is not RNGesus. But here comes the Earthshaker, and the Enigma is going to stun up the Storm Spirit and recompense. That is a carry for another carry, but I'd say that the Faceless Void's good to shut down, and he got the kill first, so a little gold going the way of the Dire, and 1-for-1 here at the interim going the way of the Dire.
But back to Earthshaker rotating yet again. I don't think Earthshaker solo could have protected like Faceless Void as much as they would have liked to, and I think it's more important to like get your Tinker up and running as fast as possible because he's going to get boots of travel here literally in seconds. And that's way more important than Faceless Void doing better by the 10-minute mark. So I think it was the right choice to have the Earthshaker like rotate around and help middle out more than the safe lane Faceless Void.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, that sounds true. He had obviously multiple people to protect, and can't be all of the places at once. Wow, look at that time walk. Walks right past the PL, and he has no dust. Getting swagged on. This pro jukes, but now he's man fighting. This PL's looking to do it. There's the Phantom Lance, and the Chronosphere comes out. Maybe this is baited out by the Faceless Void, but no, he doesn't have any damage right now. And Storm Spirit's of course going to be here. They have a Storm Spirit. I talked about Reach, and here's an example of what Reach looks like.
So true.
And when those towers are up, there's that threat, and that Storm Spirit has definitely not done bad in the early game. He has one Oblivion staff and soon to be another in 90 gold. And I mean, he has the mana for it. This is the early game Storm Spirit activity that you want to see from the ideal Storm Spirit. Protecting where you can, punishing stuff that you know is guaranteed to be beneficial to you, almost guaranteed. High percentage chance of victory. Those are where Storm Spirit should be.
Yeah,
active.
Storm almost has his Orchid as well, and he already has like completed Power Treads and a Null Talisman, so like he's doing phenomenally well. He'll get his Orchid,
And maybe this will help him secure the rest. There's an Echo Slam being spent, but it's only on one target, and he's definitely going to go down. Nyx showing up just to say hi, and his Vendetta is going to run out soon, and he's not going to find a target. But the Tinker is TPing bottom. He might be in trouble here. Is the Storm Spirit going to jump in? Vendetta is of course over, but 4 of the Dire members are here, and then maybe they'll push this tower. Phantom Lancer is in the jungle in the meanwhile, getting his he has his Hand of Midas a while ago, but he's getting a Morbid Mask as his first item.
Yeah, he's going boy, what is that called? Of Vlad's, which I don't particularly think is all that great of an item on PL, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at if you were a PL, you'd say, hey, I want to try to maybe out carry this Faceless Void. Is one thing you might think. I don't actually know the perfect matchup there, like actually how it comes down. to being good. Like, you can split your illusions, and then maybe if he chronospheres you, or maybe he doesn't know where the primary target is, then that'd be good. But the Doom is way too far out in the top lane, and he actually dooms what appears to be a creep, or one of the illusions from PL. And yeah, another kill on Doom. Doom has not had a good game this game, with a 0-4 to his name.
Yeah, rough game, but like against a Storm Spirit, like it's kind of to be expected, I would say.
Yep. And looking at the gold graph, it's going the way of the Dire as expected, and the XP to match. Earth Spirit's going to find Shadow Demon, or is it vice versa? Shadow Demon's going to find the Earth Spirit. There's the Disruption plus the Soul Catcher. Venge is there. That stun is actually on Venge, and this Earthshaker's going to do a little bit of damage. There's the Magic Missile, and certainly this Earthshaker's going to go down, but Faceless Void's here with a Chronosphere on 1. It's only the Venge, and the Nyx comes in, cancels his Vendetta for us, Impale, and it did a little bit of damage and prevented the Venge from dying, which is really good. But now the Dire's in a lot of trouble. The Tinker's here, really close. There's the Spike Carapace, but is it enough? There's going to be a Time Walk in 1. Is he going to get a bash? Is it going to get... No, he needs 2 hits, and there's the Disruption to save him. The Nyx is so close. The Scorched Earth actually finishes him off. Now the Shadow Demon's on the run. Is there going to be anything else? There's actually a nuke. Is there going to be a level death? He doesn't have 1 point level death. It could be a mistake. There's the Scorched Earth running out, but the right click does finish off the Shadow Demon. A TP coming in from Storm Spirit. Maybe a little bit of punishing here, but he's by himself. There is no one else. Can he do anything against this? He goes on the Enigma, which is probably the best choice for sure. Getting that kill on the squishy target and able to get something out of it straight out of a TP.
Yeah, really well played, and he does have his completed Orchid right now, so good to see.
Yep. And there was a black hole on Enigma, and he might have wanted to use that if he had the if he could have, and he wasn't silenced. So silence is good. Really fast Orchid, treads null, talisman timing.
Dire's bottom tower is
And
under attack.
what is his record? 7-1. Wow. I did not count that many kills was going his way. Feels good, man. So this is really bad for the Radiant, because now we have to worry about a PL and a Storm Spirit that are just going to be balling literally out of control. And the high intensity coming out from the rest of the team, Nyx, Shadow Demon, and Vengeful Spirit. Those are team members or heroes that want to make something happen. So right now, all like 4 of the active people on the Dire are going to want to make something happen. That's really bad, because the Radiant, I don't think, is ready for this now. There's the demonic purge. It's like I knew it was purge. Yeah, going on the Earth Shaker, but on the back lines there was a rocket right on the Nyx. He spiked Carapace, it looked like, and the Radiant's now TP'd all the way here. Storm Spirit hopping back over the river. The Fists are just stunning and doing a little bit more damage. Wow, this Nyx is really close, and the Black Hole jumps in and gets on 2, showing his Blink Dagger, and this is Demon 222 on the Venge, getting wiped up by the Echo Slam to finish. And that's 2 kills going the way of the Radiant, making things happen and hopefully pushing this tower. A little bit of gold in their pocket, while PL in the bot lane is pushing the bot tower to trade.
What a great black hole. Usually I'm not a fan of Blink Dagger and Enigma, just because I think mech is a much better item, but Doom's actually going for the mech, which opens up the option to get a fast Blink Dagger, and look at how well that did, so yeah. Definitely can't complain.
I 100% agree with that. I know that mech is just so good on at least having it on your team, but like if you can, this is the best case scenario in my opinion, because Black Hole is so good with a Blink Dagger. It's just it's so hard to position. It is one of those things that really is hard to position, and Blink Dagger is exactly the main purpose of that. Yeah. So it really sucks when he has to go mech, but now they have someone else to build a mech, and that's really good. I mean, you would think about what's the trade, maybe if they flip the items, and so Enigma goes mech, and then Doom goes Blink Dagger, and then gets a Centaur creep, and then just stuns into a black hole. Maybe that's also an option, but I don't really know which one's the true best there.
Doom's kind of got to be that like frontline hero for your team, so a mech on Doom is usually really good.
It's very, very true, and Scorched Earth is popped. He's alone here. He got spotted out, zip and zop, and he's silenced up, but actually for a little prematurely. He has to do another jump, and now he's going to go down. He has Doom up, but he's certainly not going to use it. That's a Vendetta use as well. A kill going the way of the Dire, but Faceless Void is here, but he's all by himself. There is no Black Hole. There is going to be a Faceless Void. Unfortunately, only catches 1, but the Tinker TP's in. That's going to be enough damage, hopefully, to take out this Nyx, but he spiked. It sounded like he was about to spike Carapace, but he didn't get it off because the Malefice stun helped out with that. So yeah, 1 kill going the way of the Radiant in trade. And so trades in both ways. And I got
and they just worded the Ancient Camp for the Tinker, so he can't stack, which is really a good idea, because support should be stacking that for the Tinker like every time they can. Not that that's currently happening, but just good foresight.
Yeah,
coming out of the Dire team.
Oh, Storm Spirit zips up onto the Faceless Void. There's the Orchid, and it's going to silence him up there. Right into the Remnant and the Enchant Totem. did some damage to the Storm Spirit, but that's by himself. He doesn't have anything. But there's the Fisser. Oh man, the Enigma was so close to doing something, but they're alone. They don't have a front line. Doom's coming back right now. He's finally here, but he's not going to be there yet. And he doesn't have the mech completed. He is, like we talked about, him going the mech, but he doesn't have it up, which is not good for the Radiant team at this time because the Dire is really active right now, and that mech is really going to need to be online. He's got about 500 gold left.
That's usually why I would say Enigma should favor the mech, just because you can get it so quickly. And Enigma technically is like a pushing hero. Like Eidolons are amazing for that. So having the ability to like heal your Eidolons and your team and just sustain a push is a really good utility option for an Enigma. But you know, here we are.
Looks like potentially a Dagon coming out from Vengeful Spirit and a Force Staff coming out from Shadow Demon. Nyx is Vendetted up, going on this Doom. Man, this Doom all day. He's by himself. Like, what do you expect? It's going to happen. It's way far past the time of solo farming. No shots fired on bro crates, but yeah, I mean, it's 18 minutes in. The Storm is feeling really good with that mana regen, and he's going to be zip-zopping everywhere. You got to worry about that. Ventetta's level 2 now. Cooldown is reduced, and they call me Ice. That's funny.
So this has nothing to do with Dota, but maybe I'm about to have a stroke. I'm just letting everyone know. I smell like bacon mixed with plastic right now, and it's just like I feel like I'm going crazy.
Wow, that sounds really interesting, and we'll talk about that right after this fight, after Faceless Void gets got on Silence once again. The Orchid doing so much work here.
He keeps going to that bottom lane, and he's died like 3 times in a row now, like somewhere in bottom lane. And I was gonna say on his last death, he should have gone to the top lane. It was like pushed all the way to the tower almost. It would have been a way safer like farming option. But here we are.
Tinker counter pushing, so doing that good job of his. But wow, the stun comes in from the Spike Carapace as well as the Storm Spirit. Oh my god, their combo is so good. Dire is playing out of their minds right now, in my opinion. Their actions have been right on key. And Vengeful Spirit with an Illusion Rune does have that completed Dagon, so I was right about that. There's a Shadow Demon disruption on the, I think it was defensive or something. And yeah, it was, or no, it was on our Shaker. And Faceless Void comes in with a Chronosphere. He's going to put it on Venge. He gets stunned up. Is there going to be another Orchid? There actually isn't the Storm Spirit here at the moment. But there's going to be the Chronosphere on the Venge. But he, of course, this is that point where he doesn't do any damage. A Morbid Mask is all he has. Doom goes in with the Doom, and it's certainly going to kill this Shadow Demon. And there's going to be no deny to his name. The nuke actually coming out from the nuke creep. The Tormentor, I think, giving him that shockwave. And now it's 2v2. There's the PL. He's coming in. They're slow on the Earthshaker from the Phantom Lance, but he's not going to chase that into the tower range. And they're going to be a stalemate and back up here, unless there's going to be a sick nether swap. So one shout out to Nubs McGee, because he mentioned that there might be a tournament. I'm going to talk about that kill later. He's mentioned that there might be a tournament that's looking for casters, so we might hook that up, and we'll definitely look into it. Thanks, Nubs McGee. I just had to say that. Put you on the stream. You're my bro.
This is something we've been talking about, so that is useful information.
Yes, and then so Enigma went down here. Looks like the Storm Spirit did work again. But yeah, going back on what you said about bacon and something, this might be a serious problem.
Yeah, I know. If I swear to God, if I have a seizure, you all know right now that's about to happen.
How does your left arm feel? Wait, no, that's heart attacks. I guess so. Wait, strokes? You actually smell different things because your brain has a thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a side effect.
Wow. Interesting. So you should check to make sure something isn't burning. You know, it might be plastic on a heater.
Yeah, maybe someone's just like decided to put a slab of bacon still in the plastic on on some sort of heat source. Who knows? Wow. Anyway, so actually somebody has sent me a message asking why I kind of say no to Vlad's on PL, and so here's the reason. Sure, you're getting armor, but if you like look at their team, like not a lot of armor is needed. Like sure, it's okay against March and it's okay against Faceless Void, so the armor's not needed. I can support the mana regen. That's totally legit. PL needs some sort of mana regen, but your illusions actually don't get the lifesteal bonus out of it. It looks like they do, but they don't. Making like one of those like parts of a Vlad's like acceptable, and the rest of them kind of just garbage.
Will Faceless Void die here? Last auto attack actually landing, and on another place on the map, Shadow Demon goes down to the Doom. So double kills, a DD, Nyx Assassin, Vendetta it up. Scary bug. But yeah, feel free to ask questions like, well, Doom's getting killed here by the Dagon and the Vendetta from the DD. So much damage.
Almost got his mech off in time, and he probably could have lived, which is a bummer for him.
Yeah, but yeah, feel free to ask questions. We're totally down to interact with you guys mid-cast. I mean, we're not big enough at all to like avoid that fact. And
yeah, to ignore people.
So because here's our mode. We're gonna like call out things that we think are true, because if there's one thing that's Rankshis and I is nothing but we do talk about mechanics, and we do criticize like each other to like come up with the best option. In a way, we're min-maxing in a one way of saying the term, but mainly just looking for the best decisions. And so if we're gonna be calling out decisions, feel free to call us out and or ask why we are to elaborate on a given thing that we critiqued. I would love to see more questions like that. So 13 to 24, 22 minutes into the game. Earthshaker doesn't have his blink yet, but he will have it in 100 gold, and this could mean really bad for the PL. This Earthshaker might have to be like Atlas and carry the Radiant team and carry him to safety, because certainly this Faceless Void doesn't have that much farm, which is currently being ganked by the Storm Spirit exactly as I say that. He gets bashed up. The Orchid is finished now. Oh, the Chronosphere actually goes on him, and now Tinker is here doing the nuke damage, but the Tinker gets hit by the Chronosphere, and now there might be no damage. The Storm Spirit does go down in the end.
Man, Void got so lucky he backtracked to that last remnant explosion. Whew, super close.
So true. Nyx looking for a tasty Enigma treat. Will he find it? Is he going to commit? He has a Blink Dagger now, so he's feeling much more safe. And there looks like Enigma was looking to stun this illusion, but the Fister is off the mark and actually takes the Nyx and puts him on the other side. Disruption on. We'll find out who's actually Disruption. Bro crates on the Doom. Not having a good day. Magic Missile, but the counter initiation from the Echo Slam doing a good amount of damage. Now Radiant's looking okay, but a two-man Impale is going to set the Radiant back a little bit. And unfortunately, the Tinker March wasn't on any of the dire heroes. So 1-1 so far. But this missile is going to kill the Venge. Is it going to kill the Venge? Yes, it is. And it's looking to also kill the Shadow Demon. He might actually get one more rocket off. Does he have vision? Oh, but the stun from the Nyx Assassin assist from the Spike Carapace. And now, speaking of stuns, Enigma comes in with Malefice. Is Tinker going to do more on this? He does have an Invis. He's looking for more mana from the bottle, and he's not going to go on it.
He did have blink up. He might have been able to blink laser, and Carapace was down, so maybe he could have, but that might have been an overextension. They do have people somewhat close by, and they don't know where everyone else is, so understandable.
Yeah, and PL's looking really scary, though. He did go Midas into Vlad's, but he's got a Diffusal Blade finally now, so he has that solo ganky potential, plus the extra damage from the mana burn. This is where he starts burning supports down, and the Yasha as well, to help with the movement speed.
Yeah, he's going to have Manta soon, too, so his push is going to be outstanding, but again, they do have that Tinker to try to push back, so all is not lost.
Absolutely not. The Earthshaker we saw wasn't even the best Echo Slam, but it certainly had a giant impact, and it isn't even rank 2 yet. Surprisingly, he's level 11. This is probably a giant misskill coming out from Earthshaker. Note once again, no shots fired, but no shots to Reno. But rank 2 Echo Slam is dramatically better and against a PL. So, and you have your Blink Dagger now, but we'll see. Maybe he'll get it in another level. Enigma, sad face. Oh, puppy. Well, they are trampling over the map. They get a kill, and they're going to kill Roshan as well. Poor old Roshan. In his pit. Just wants to be a smelly monster. He never leaves, you know? It's like, why do people have to raid him? This is a perspective, like, at least in like MMOs, they make the raids seem like they're bad guys, you know? But like Roshan, Valve has set up no lore around Roshan to say that he's a bad guy, despite the fact he wants treats in Dire Tide. Storm Spirit going on Faceless Void and actually getting the kill, no backtracks to the Faceless Void's name. But yeah, they should make more. They should put some lore around Roshan so that we don't feel so bad about killing him repeatedly.
Tinker is definitely going Bloodstone. Some people like Bloodstone on Tinker. It's somewhat understandable. You run out of mana constantly. I know you can go back to base, but sometimes you don't want to go back to base right that second.
Yeah, did you get that from the chat? Like,
yeah,
why?
Chat.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. I mean, mana's really good on him, but mainly, I've only seen that on. I think like builds that want to burst like do a lot of nuke damage. So I think I saw that in like the Ags build, so you can stick around and like do a ton of rockets. So you go like Bloodstone Ags for just mass rockets, but I don't know, it's interesting.
If you feel like you can snowball, I don't totally disagree with it.
But, I mean, 26 minutes in, it's not so bad, but
Nice
we're having,
from the Enigma.
yeah, an initiation coming out. Demonic Purge on the Faceless Void, not going to do anything. Storm Spirit's instead going to go on the squishy Enigma as the Nyx Assassin's doomed up and going to get killed. So Storm Spirit might die, though, and he has the Aegis, so Enigma did go down after the Faceless Void, but Nyx is certainly dead from that doom, but Storm Spirit's coming down. Fister timing was off the mark, and wow, what a big lead. He was out of there.
So, sorry to do this to you, Doom, but you did have a 7-charge wand at the time, and you could have wanded into mech to save that Enigma. Just saying.
Wow, 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 get called out, bro.
This is not why.
This is our life.
No, this is my frickin' life.
Dude, you should have been there the other day. A Coddle was like trying to chakra magic himself, but he kept canceling it. So like it had that animation canceling over and over and over. And like instantly I started like went into portrait mode and then started to beatbox it. And it was like one of the most amazing things ever. I'm gonna make a highlight of it just to make sure that it is easily referenceable.
What's your portrait mode button, by the way? Because mine's set
I just
to
clicked
I.
the portrait button on the...
Oh, gotcha.
I want a key for it, but I don't have one.
Yeah, because I goes to buyback status, which, you know, there's no I in buyback or, well, in buyback.
So actually, this reminds me of another question I had since we're in a lull of action. But there's a huge Echo Slam on top lane that I just catch. Fister is going to follow up, but unfortunately, this Phantom Lancer has rank 3 Phantom Edge, 20% extra magic resistance, and he definitely doesn't go down from that. WTF.
Why
yeah.
you do this to me?
Why you do this? And I might have gone on the same thing, but I don't think there was a creep wave. I think it was just the illusion. So it wasn't the biggest Echo Slam ever, but it was certainly one of the biggest ones I've seen recently. And
they needed Dust to follow up with it, and they didn't have that.
Yep,
but
exactly.
pretty close.
And Storm Spirit getting doomed up, but Shadow Demon dies on the backside. So Doom's gonna go down here, though, as a trade. And Faceless Void went down as well in the mid lane that I missed.
I don't know why I play this game sometimes. You know what? I would bet you every person who's played Dota has thought that to themselves at some point in time.
You haven't played enough Dota unless you've thought that thought, for sure. Someone in chat was like, oh, maybe it's for the resurrection timer so he can die and like come back faster, which is totally true. He's a tinker. He can like come back in and have a big impact. So
like I'm totally a fan
but you need a bunch of charges.
I'm totally a fan of like E-Blade Dagon because it's just super effective. But if I don't know, I think for like snowballing purposes, if you can be like, I can get this in a couple minutes and then I can move on, like, and it won't hinder me that much, I still feel like it's a legit option.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually. If you do that with, like, a Wraith King, then you have, like, Wraith King who has Reincarnation's always going to spawn, and maybe, like, a team that can Roshan well, so then you have Reincarnation, and then a Tinker or someone that goes Bloodstone, and then can, like, bots back, and, like, now every single one of the person can, like, come back. That's kind of cool. Faceless Void once again gets crit. Vendetta destroyed, gets sent back in time to the point that he was dead just moments ago.
I would like this Faceless Void is trying. I realize he needs farm, but there's no safe place to farm, and it's not really like anyone's fault per se. It's just there's not enough space opened up for Faceless Void to farm with.
Yeah. Tinker getting killed by the Phantom Lancer. Gets a solo kill. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So now, yeah, this is looking really bad. Like I said, the Earthshaker is really all that they really have. The Faceless Void has nothing. Mask of Madness. It's been so bad. The early game was pretty harsh. And is there going to be anything here? They do some damage to Olimar and Louis on the Enigma, and there's the Demonic Purge on Doom. But the Storm goes in on the Enigma before he can do anything. Is he going to get a Black Hole off this? He BKBs and Black Holes in tower range and gets 2 in here. Nyx Assassin's looking for something, but the BKB's still there. And that's a dead Storm. That's a dead Shadow Demon. Benj and Nyx to follow as Enigma runs back to base. His job is complete. His home planet needs him, while Phantom Lancer is pushing top and going to get the top tower.
What a great BKB.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that was the first time we've seen it, so it certainly surprised us as it much did the Dire.
That was the 10-second.
And really good timing, really good purchase, and really good use. That Phantom Lancer is going on the Tinker. Tinker's like, no, Priz, why you do this? Priz, don't. Wow, but PL got really close, and the Phantom Lancer goes right around the Chronosphere. He was so close to the edge. Wow.
Definitely should have placed that more in the run path and less on the ancients.
That is absolutely just hilarious. That Vandal actually was just hugging this edge. It's just a good play from him. That's good positioning instead of like going directly the route. Pretty intense and legit and all the things. I wish we could submit this to Fails of the Week. Blech. Yes. I wanted to say something else. Let me look at Johnny's text to me. You look at the map. Make sure anything gets pointed out.
What?
He's asking if we were casting all night. We will see. Shout out to Floydian. He said, "Next, my nigga, happy face." While I'm not famous, I'm going to shout out every single time anyone does anything, because that's how much it feels good to get messages and to have viewers. Period. Shout out to my viewers. Shout out to viewers on the next level stream. I did the you know I and me.
I know you did.
Yeah, I'm sure you notice every time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Feel free to call me out. You kind of take it like a bitch, so you need to man up, bro.
I mean, I assume we're like friends to a certain extent, and that you'll eventually figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's me being inept, not being rude. And I viciously hate ineptitude, so I will persevere. Dire team grouped up in the Radiant jungle, looking to push in. This is looking like the army has that strict like look in their eyes, like they are going to win the final push. They have no mercy. They're taking from Sama, and they have no mercy. And well, I hope that they have no mercy because, well, they've been trying to push uphill for a while now. Black Hole has been down this whole time. They haven't pushed up. It's going to be up in 20 seconds now, so certainly the next time the Dire pushes, Black Hole is going to be there as well. And Roshan is not going to be here for what appears to be, with the time was just revealed, and it's 2.5 minutes. Over here now. Illusion hero pickers. It's kind of a thing. Illusion heroes suck if you allow them to take an aggro lane and then win that lane against your carry.
Yeah, like that should be hard to do. I mean, you do have a Faceless Void, and what does a Faceless Void contribute to like his own lane other than like getting away and trying to be safe?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I guess I'm not that surprised that.
Yep. Oh, we might have something here. Doom is teeping away, but Storm actually didn't see him as he zips up through. Vengeful Spirit's getting her farm on here in her own jungle, and still no push to be seen. The Dagon 5 has to be real here. It's rank 4. It's almost there. Guys, we can't push in until we have a Dagon 5. This is a core item on Venge.
Yeah, you like called Dagon earlier, and I was like, no, Venge just got a null for the beginning of the game for that little bit of extra like mana, which is totally understandable.
She will go
because you use 2 magic missiles and you're basically out of mana at that point. So it's just getting over that hump. But nope, you were right. It's a Dagon, which Venge is like my go-to support, and I do not go the Dagon Venge build. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, definitely your go-to support. You like always go Force Staff. Good item on her.
Yeah, so I totally expected a Force Staff. Like Blink Force Staff is like crazy good on Venge. Yeah. You can Blink swap Force out, and it's so easy.
Oh. Tinker actually doesn't man up against this Vengeful Spirit, surprisingly, but he is going to throw the jukes on her, and maybe he can swag all over her face. We'll see if the combos come out. Wow, more. There's the swag.
Okay, he has level 4 Time Walk, and he's like, I'm going to use half the range of a level 1 Time Walk.
Oh, Faceless Void
yeah,
Time Walked away.
Just... I feel like he doesn't get that ability slightly.
You know? It's kind of like the whole Magnus or Tiny syndrome where like this is like those are the worst heroes where you have to be looking at yourself to know kind of where you are, because your position important to toss or to charge or to skewer, but you have to know, like, you also have to click on the screen. Like, you can't click on the map. Like, that's a bad way of going about it. So like it's just a tough thing for Tiny and Magnus, but Faceless Void I totally get, like, that you should be able to do that. Wow, Nick's almost dying, and he does die to the last tick of the Midnight Pulse as far as the range goes, and Shadow Demon swoops in to snurp the gem.
I'm actually really surprised Nick's bought a gem. I guess it's for dewarding purposes?
Yeah, look at that. Just he doesn't trust it with anyone else. He's not going to leave it to someone else to ruin his fate.
No other pleb is going
Dire's
to...
top
Actually,
tower
no,
is
I
under
do
attack.
get it. Like, if you play Nyx and you walk into a sentry range and you don't know, that's a really bad time for a Nyx. But
That's
giving
true.
the enemy team a gem just on accident while playing Nyx feels so bad. Like, oh, what have I done? I've made my game so much harder.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's so true. But gem's really powerful. Like, I've only seen it once or twice, but pro games, they get a gem at like 11 minutes in and just instantly take map control without like purchasing any more sentries or anything else. And then, if you do it right, like and you have a team that can support you and go out with you, just doing a round of gem patrol and then put it back in the base to use it later, you know, that's a pretty good strategy. It's super risky, but once again, if you trust your teammates or you have like a good tanky or can get away really easily, then yeah, I'd say that's something that doesn't get used that much. Dire is going for Roshan now. They see that he's up, and they're taking the safe approach. They have a ward here.
So by the way, looking at this Nyx, I feel like he's playing Fade. For those of you who don't know, Fade is the Nyx equivalent in Heroes of New Earth, and like it's totally like the Fade build I used to go, except for Urn didn't exist in that game. It might now, but I don't think it does. And phase boots instead, but that used to be how I saw tons of people build Fade. And I think that Jules is so strong on Nyx Assassin, so I'm glad to see somebody else agrees with me.
Why? Like run speed and why?
Because you can go in on two people, burst one down, and Yule's the other one and get away.
Alright. That's pretty true. You can set up good impales.
Yeah, and if he is going the Han build, he would be going Diffusal Blade next. So we'll see.
Yeah, look at this guy, Rankshis. He's like Fnatic. He's like ex-Han player.
Sorry, everybody, I did play Han.
Yeah. Guess what I played? No other MOBA.
Nothing. I know this for a fact. I tried to get, by the way, just on a completely unrelated topic, I tried to get Next to play LOL back when LOL like just started. He's like, this doesn't make sense to me, like stupid game. And then I show him Dota, and man, did he like Dota.
See, I'm a true Dota fan, and I know that because I was just not having LOL for some reason, and then I saw Dota, and I'm like, it's amazing. As Venge goes down to the Tinker in the top lane, Storm Spirit trying to come over, but he cancels it actually, or has it canceled. I'm not exactly sure which. He actually canceled it himself. Visser onto the Nyx Assassin. Now the engagement's onto the Nyx Assassin. Doom is hitting him, but he's just going to run away. Storm Spirit BK being up for the Doom. There's the Vortex doing tons of damage, but he's broke rates. He has a mech, and he's able to do something with it. Faceless Void looking for the Chronosphere, but he doesn't want to trap in his teammates. He does get the Storm Spirit without anyone else, so the Storm Spirit does get defensive disruption, but before the Shadow Demon dies, and the Storm Spirit goes down from the Aegis gets popped, so he's going to be coming back up just a second. And this is looking really bad for this Tinker. He's seen now, and he's going to be Vortexed up. And if he doesn't get fogged, he's going to have to zips off again, but certainly Tinker is dead. Visser going to come out, but too late. Not going to save him. Might have saved him before, but now, the Blink comes out from the Earthshaker to save himself. Buybacks coming out from Enigma to try to save their stuff. Enigma actually didn't, of course, get Black Hole off in that fight. I didn't see him. The Doom was who took the Orchid, so I'm not sure exactly why Enigma did not get his Black Hole off. Maybe Nyx went on him. I'm not entirely sure. But wow, the Storm Spirit almost went on the Enigma there. The Echo Slam comes in. Is there going to be a Black Hole follow-up here? There is. And that's going to be on 2. Storm Spirit's certainly going to go down. There is no Midnight Pulse for this, but this PL is dead right now. Oh, there it is. Visser takes him, so wow. That was a really great Echo Slam into a Black Hole. That was really, really close.
Midnight Pulse was actually put down ahead of time, and it wore off like halfway through the Black Hole, but it was down for about half of it.
So there's the damage. Nice. Really good. Duration's 11 seconds, cooldown's 25. And they defend. They hold!
Yeah, so like they did give the enemy team a gem, and like it's great for like map control and stuff like that. You're definitely ahead, so I could see why you would favor something like that, but they did just give it away. But I guess nobody feels comfortable holding it, so they just put it in the base, so not that big of a loss in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that them losing it isn't like the worst thing in the planet. Them using it for the Nyx is pretty important, but maybe just no one has space or something. I would say that someone should hold it because Nyx, well, he's not really initiating, but I suppose that he kind of wants to. And Yule's initiation with the Impale could be a thing. And yeah, we'll see if they keep it. Enigma pushing really far. Storm Spirit is down, so he's feeling really safe. And they're able to get a good amount of map control of this. So hopefully they're able to put down some wards. Here's on the Uber ward, but this isn't the best ward for kind of getting out of your base. That's only still going to hold you up right here. So they need some wards in other places. They need to ward Roshan, because if they ward it now, then they're going to get at least have Roshan warded by the time the next team does Roshan, which will be in 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, it looks like, is when they'll find out. So it could actually be 7 minutes from now, and that's how long a ward lasts. So they need to get a ward up, or they could get a ward up now. But Nyx Assassin goes down to what appears to be the Tinker.
Yeah, Tinker got the combo on him, and he just he fell.
He just exploded. He's like, LOL, I'm dead. Top kick. Yeah. So let's see. Shiva's on Doom. And Force Staff also on Earthshaker to reposition a little bit better. Dire grouped up a little bit. Maybe a smoke? Is that a smoke group? Or they're just kind of grouped up. But Storm Spirit has a Linken's at a BKB, so he's super protected right now, this Storm Spirit. Unfortunately, both those things don't get prevented Chronosphere. That is certainly not true.
Or Black Hole.
Or Black Hole. All the space-time continuum disrupting kind of abilities go through any and all every items. But let's see this. Wow, PL's going on with a level 2 Diffusal Blade. He has a new heart, as far as I've seen. Maybe that was on him before, but the Fister, the Fister's going to be there to protect him. And Storm Spirit missing the mark on his ball lightning, but he has more mana. He's just completely missing this Faceless Void. He's like, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. And Faceless Side's like, what? I'm just gonna go this way. Yeah.
PL got his heart a while ago, I would say.
Yeah. That is true. I just did not notice it. A new gem coming out from, wait, what? Doom? Did they give the gem away? Why did he buy a gem when they have one on the ground?
Maybe it's super legit strats, but I think he just didn't know that they had a gem sitting in base.
Oh, I missed a kill while I'm circling the gem on Faceless.
While you're pointing a bejesus ton of arrows to the gem.
Yeah, Tinker's getting gone on here. He's by himself after Faceless Void goes down. The Orchid was surely used on the Faceless Void, and Faceless Void, he's trying to build a BKB, but he only has the Ogre Club, and that's what he's been getting killed over and over. When you're a Storm Spirit and you have an Orchid in the, or like, let's say I'm a Disruptor, I've done this before, and you're against a Faceless Void that doesn't have a BKB, he's just an amazing target. You feel so good about going on him, because you're like, oh, a super hard carry that wants items that I can easily gank because I have these abilities and he doesn't have a BKB? Wonderful, let's do it. And so that's the story of this game, pretty much, and the story of the Faceless Void. The lanes were so bad. Zaps in, but he's not going to find a target. His zaps have been off the mark, I gotta say. But Grand Lee goes in. He's the Doom, but he's actually getting gone on here, Yules. There's the Phantom Lancer. He's manning up. He's going to be able to click the Bro Crate's Doom. He's getting hurt a lot, and he has no mana to his name anymore because of the Diffusal Blade. Enigma looking to go in, drop a Midnight Pulse. Actually, he already did it, so it's on cooldown. Fister's there to try to do what it can, but it's only going to stun for a little bit, and there's no follow-up. The Blink Echo Slam is there. They're grouped up, but not really as heroes. There's a bunch of creeps, and all the dire heroes are on the back lines, but there's this Time Walk. Faceless Void tries to run away, and he's going to go back to base, but Enigma gets completely in the fray, and Echo Slam and Black Hole get used, and the Enigma and the Earthshaker are still up, but the Dire team are super low, and Storm Spirit is about to get low as well. Is there going to be anything else after this BKB ends? A second Black Hole, but it actually doesn't hit anyone, unfortunately. I think that someone that he grabbed originally might have died. And Shadow Demon TPing away the Radiant Hold once again. I cannot believe that initiation.
Yeah, that was really well done. So what happened was Venge swapped him, and I think he was slightly disoriented as to where he was, because he immediately, like, refreshed, and, like, a second went by, and then he Black Holed.
Gotcha. So the second Black Hole, questionable execution, but the first one was amazing. And, wow.
They have had excellent Echo Slams into Black Holes, I will say that. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, which is surprising because, you know, the Dire team has Storm Spirit. He can find the targets. He can go on that Earthshaker if he wants. Earthshaker's pretty tanky now with the 2,000 HP. And he has an Ags now, so he's doing way more damage, which is really wonderful. Tinker doing something against his Shadow Demon, just going on this tower. But yeah, so that's kind of the main thing. The Dire aren't disrupting, literally disrupting Radiant's initiation coming out from this Earthshaker. And he doesn't have a BKB or anything, and with this much farm on an Earthshaker, you know he's an asset. He is a killable target. He is someone you can justifyingly go on. And yeah, the Radiant capitalizing on that opportunity.
Not funny.
Not funny. It's pretty funny. Daddy, yes. Great guys. Yeah, it's true. The chat's talking about an extra gem, sure, but you know, it's like You get it on a cooldown, I guess that's true. So you're spending it early so that you can accumulate gems. But I don't know, that's true. It's not that bad. And I suppose if he had tons of money, but honestly, there's things that he could buy. He could get like a refresher. I think that'd be good. There is you could send it on the PL, and then I believe a lot of his passives get muted. And then Storm Spirit is another great target. And Storm Spirit does have Lincoln Sphere to have that pop, but I mean, there you go. I mean, if you can refresher, that also gives you another level death to pop Lincolns, and you don't have to really worry about your Doom pop in the Lincolns. But
looks like he's going Aghanims or BKB now, but either one of those would have been all right.
Yeah.
As opposed to a gem that is now gone.
Yeah, the Doom's been got on before he can actually Doom a target many times now, and a BKB would have certainly guarded against that type of disruption, initiation, countering. The Dire grouping up, and for an unspotted smoke here, there was a Radiant Ward here, so this is good map control, but this is only going to see you to this line, and they smoked right here. So they are not going to spot out this smoke, and they're going to be looking for what appears to be no one on the Radiant, because they are totally up on high ground. PL is farming, and Tinker is the only one who's outside of the base, and he is split pushing his mind away. Pushing back the lanes and making it so that Dire is really troubled. The Phantom Lancer isn't like accumulating armies and kind of sending them in places that he can in terms of like pushing the top lane. Top lane's not pushed at all right now. And that Tinker is going to make use of that and TP up there right now. And, well, the Dire are going to have to make something come out of this. It's not like the Tinker can really push the tower with any sort of power, but the Dire actually initiating in the mid lane, so it's finally happening. Storm Spirit once again goes on no one. Black Hole on 2. It's on the Phantom Lancer and the Vengeful Spirit, and there's the end. There's the Chronosphere as well, and fortunately Enigma is inside of the Chronosphere. He is refreshed, but he's not able to get his second Black Hole off, and Faceless Void has his BKB, but he hasn't finished anyone off yet. Tinker comes back to Dagon, the Nyx Assassin, and there's the Enchant Totem taking down the Vengeful Spirit as well. The Radiant team, they're making it happen, and this Faceless Void is going to get his damaged items soon here, and that's going to spell really badly for the Dire team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What say you?
Their ability to like hold off is like way too strong. They need to get a pick off or something first, or maybe they have a Phantom Lancer. They need a split push. That's exactly what they need to do. Because if they split push, there's no way you can black hole that or chrono that. You have to like pick one of the two squads, and then one of them theoretically should win. Because every single time, they have had Echo Slam into a black hole and sometimes a chrono.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And sorry, someone was messaging me. But wow, there's an Echo Slam right on mid, and it's just not going to do that much damage, but Tinker's here with the Dagon follow-up. He rearms, he's going to Dagon as well for a second time. PL almost actually kills the Tinker, but that's a Phantom Lancer kill who buybacks to help defend against their towers. Faceless Void is in the top lane, but he certainly can't do anything by himself. Buyback maybe not completely necessary, considering that the lanes are pushed and Radiant has to go through at least a tier tower bottom to really make use of at least that lane. And but yeah, probably one way of going about it. But I think you totally nailed it, and I think I said this before too when I drew this arrow on the map. Is split push, and you can't really push if those lanes are going in your direction. And this is kind of the thing that I see now that Phantom Lancer's fallen off the meta a little bit. I see people are out of practice in terms of Phantom Lancer, and no shots once again against Gran Lee. But and I can't say that I can do Phantom Lancer very well, but his whole strength is creating an army that perpetuates itself. He doesn't have to be there, and so a lot of Phantom Lancers that I see dysfunctionally are just keeping their main hero with their illusions and just pushing one lane. He has an omnipresence. He is an army. He outnumbers you, and he outnumbers them all, and that is his strength, and it's not being fully utilized here.
For sure. I remember that was like one of the things back when like Phantom Lancer was the hero of the day, like people had to like learn how to do was create army, send it down lane.
Yeah, I mean you can even split it if you really want to. Just send 2 lanes and then go do something yourself, or build it up in the jungle, send it off. It's a really versatile type of situation. You can make a lot of use out of it, and so we do see a little bit of it here. Those Phantom Lancer illusions up on top lane, and Tinker in his defense is killing those off. So that's a little bit, but now we see the perpetuating illusions. They are mid, so he's finally that we've said this, he's listening to us. Somehow he has a live feed of our cast, and no, I'm just kidding. But now, yeah, so he's definitely trying. The Tinker is certainly doing a good job against this Phantom Lancer, making him so he can't fully utilize his illusions. But Roshan is going to go to the way of the Dire. And this is cheese. Maybe this is it. Maybe not.
Immortality.
We'll see.
Apparently they're going to leave the cheese there for some other day.
Yep. They're fermenting the cheese.
No.
Fermenting.
Storm's, I would say, well, this is hard to say. Storm's an okay cheese holder. I kind of wish the Aegis was on Storm if I had to pick.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Phantom Lancer isn't dying to Echo Slams until like Earthshaker gets a refresher or something ridiculous, which he is building, by the way. And so, yeah, I mean, Storm Spirit's going to be able to use it more. He can get locked down and killed, and that's the main real thing, is if he gets doomed and gets killed, what is the cheese going to do against that? Nothing.
So people are saying the stream is like lagging like way too bad. I have the stream going right now, and it appears to be fine. But some people are saying it's lagging.
F5 is probably like reloading. What I've heard is that Twitch does have issues, and then like reloading the window is like a one way of fixing that, or combating it just a little bit, and or make sure that you don't have anything else like streaming or something. I think it's like mainly connection, because we look to be fine. But thanks for notification. I appreciate it, letting us know and tell me if it persists. But no action here. There was Tinker in the bot lane pushing it even more. But certainly nothing to be said quite yet. They have the Aegis will expire in what appears to be like 4 minutes-ish, so hopefully they are able to make use of that. And E-Blade is on the Shadow Demon now.
Yeah, he picked that up around, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, and I'm really interested to see like how that plays out after a certain amount of time.
Well, it's like, look how the Dire team has 2 Yule Scepters, and E-Blade, and a Dagon on Venge. These are some pretty like hardcore unique support items coming out here. And yeah, I guess Shadow Demon with the Soul Catcher plus the E-Blade, and then on Vengeful's Dagon, like that's a lot of burst damage. And yeah, that's that.
Sure.
What is gonna be? Wow, I mean, Enigma's got that refresher, and Earthshaker's working towards
so the Dire team appears to be doing it this time, where they're going to send Phantom Lancer top, have a big army, like push as hard as he can, and the rest of the team middle, which seems like a way better choice to me.
Yeah. Was a Demonic Purge on the Doom. Not going to do anything. Dire's lanes this time are pushed. Phantom Lancer is in the top lane. He's by himself now. Do they have that gem still? I'm not sure, because he is in the backside. They're not actually able to see him right now, unfortunately. So he's actually going to come out of that and continue to push that lane. He's stuck in the trees right now. Faceless Void did kind of time walk in, but couldn't find the Chronosphere right now. He was looking to initiate, but I don't know if the Radiant was ready. They kind of were ready, but they actually found, unfortunately, the Phantom Lancer. They see him this time, and the gem is on the Enigma. That's the Aegis pop, and that is not a good version of that Aegis. In the mid lane, they're not pushing the tower. This isn't the split push, and this is the Black Hole being used. This is the BKB as well. There's nothing to help, and there's the Refresher pop, catches the Nyx Assassin this time. Storm Spear on the other side. The Echo Slam takes down the Shadow Demon. Going back to the Chronosphere on the top lane. Nice. There's a swap on the PL. The PL is going to be able to come back in. There's the Phantom Lance. Look how much damage it is from the Vengeful Spirit, and there's the Dagon as well, and the Faceless Void. That is a kill. It is 2 for 1. The Radiant looked to be good. The Dire is trying to run away. Nyx Assassin looking to run away as well, and that was the let's see, the Vengeful Spirit and the Storm that die in this part of the map. And lastly, the Nyx does go down to the Doom, who blinked in and was able to get a kill on him. That's a team wipe going the way of the Radiant. And wow, this Dire team, I'm so surprised that they're actually not able to push uphill. This is a Phantom Lancer. He's basically 5-slotted. He is 5-slotted in it with luxury items.
I wish I would have watched what happened to the other half of the team, because it took 2 Black Holes and a Chrono to kill that Phantom Lancer, and actually, even with those, he didn't die. He got swapped out, he lived for a little while, and then Tinker came over and finished him off. I'm curious to see what happened to the rest of the team.
That's true. What I saw on the other side was an Echo Slam that really did a lot of damage. That's the main thing. But then, I don't think it killed the Storm Spirit, because he died later in the fight, so he cheesed up. That is for certain. So, I mean, even after the Echo Slam, he cheesed up, but I suppose there just wasn't enough. Doom probably Doom wasn't in the top lane. I think he was in the mid lane. So, yeah, we'll have to watch the replay or something. But interesting, very, very interesting. Because yeah, I mean, they, like you said, Chronosphere and Black Holes were like those are the big ones, and they were used top on the solo PL.
Yeah.
There must have been some really good Dooms. That's what I gotta say about that. And Tinker had his Dagon as well. I don't think he migrated to the top lane until later in that as well, because then his burst damage did come afterwards. So yeah, he probably did a lot of bursts in the mid lane and then went top. Wow. Well, this is no Aegis and no cheese for the Dire team. They're looking really depressed right now. They're Radiant's like, wow, after this stomp in the early game, are we actually going to come back? I kind of called it. I'm going to be hipster about this. This Earthshaker, he's Atlas. He is carrying his team with the follow-ups from the Enigma.
I think it's like the Earthshaker's definitely doing well, but this Tinker got him to this point, I feel like.
That's true.
And, I mean, definitely worth it to support the Tinker in the early game, because this Void will eventually get items. He is going for an Aghanims, maybe he'll go for a Refresher or something after that, and eventually he'll just get too big to fail, and, you know, sacrifices early game for the way late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Responding to chat, let's see. Every once in a while, the stream lags for 3 to 6 seconds. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look at the VOD, because the VOD will show when lag occurs, so I'll have to check that out. But XSplit reports no dropped frames, and let me test the stream as well.
I've had my audio on it open for about 3-4 minutes now, and it's annoying as hell, but like it seems smooth to me.
Okay, cool. We'll look into it. I don't have the best rig right now. It's like okay. I'm actually surprised to be able to get this graphical quality.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm just looking at the stream, and I'm gonna close it because unlike you, I can't play audio without it going back into the stream.
Yep.
Tinker going on Vengeful Spirit. Is there going to be a defensive disruption? There is. Right on the Tinker. Maybe they're going to turn on him, but the Tinker blasts the Vengeful Spirit with the E-Blade. It's an E-Blade ward here at the top lane, but Tinker's got the rearm, so that's really bad for Shadow Demon. The Eul's being used. Going to help him a little bit, but it's not going to help you that much. There's the rocket, the combo, the pew-pew, the lasers, the pyows, and the dead screams of the Shadow Demon. And that's 2 picks going away. The Radiant GG being called by the Dire, and that's will pretty much be it. Like, the Radiant hasn't pushed out, but if this might be the committed GG coming out from the Dire team, we'll see. Will this be it? Is the Dire Ancient going to explode? Is it gonna happen?
Well, or they shouldn't call GG, because that Earthshaker's down for 85 seconds with no buyback, and that is a huge part of their initiation.
Wow, the GG strats, the next level mind games being pulled by the Dire team, calling GG and getting a gank on the Earthshaker. They made it happen. Patience from Zoe, waiting in the wake. They turn it around. Stolen by Dendi. Are you kidding me? LD.
I don't think any of those things.
He's my idol. Yes, this could be it. Radiant pushing out. But like they're actually grouped up. The Dire, if they were actually grouped up on this, they would be not having to push uphill, and they might be able to make something happen. The Earthshaker, once again, isn't there, and he certainly doesn't have buyback for a while. There's not going to have it. And, well, the timer is ticking. Tinker is pushing. Phantom Lancer is phantoming. Storm Spirit zipping, and he catches the Tinker. He's a pig now. He's gonna burst damage right now, but his Tinker's coming out. He's still silenced, but here comes the PL doing some damage. Is the Tinker gonna be able to blink away or do anything? He's gonna rearm it, maybe blink away. He does into the trees. Storm Spirit is able to see him with Remnant, giving vision. Luckily, they had a vision ability there. If the Tinker had maybe blinked somewhere else, but in that panic of the moment, he blinked just one tree away.
I'm surprised he was able to like do that, like without his blink getting canceled.
Yeah, he like E-bladed and they didn't have anything like left, and he was just able to get that rearm off. Really strong. I think it's 1.5 seconds at rank 3. No, 1 second, and so that's like yeah, you get 1 second off, like, and you can live for 1 second. Boom, you suddenly have a blink dagger. It's pretty legit. It's so hard to combat that. Dire looking to push up. The Earthshaker's up. He's ready to shake the earth. The earth will shake here at the high ground for the bot lane on the Radiant side, or maybe it'll be the mid lane. We'll see. Dire team pushing out all the lanes. Are they going to split push effectively? The Rat has to be there, I think, if Dire is going to win this. It's up to the Phantom Lancer and up to the Earthshaker and the Enigma to counter that. It's a war of the Rats once again. Will it happen? it's culminating. Wow, 46-47. It's a close game. Phantom Lancer gets a kill on PL, or Phantom Lancer gets a kill on PL. He got a kill on himself. It's suicide. Suicide's not the answer. No, he gets a kill on the Tinker. And that's a pretty big one. There is a buyback, unfortunately, for the Dire team. There's a Fisser. Impale comes from the Nyx Assassin. There's the buyback from the Tinker. They force it out. What is Dire going to do? They're going to initiate, but the Storm's going in by himself, and there's no one here. The Dire team's completely separated right now, but there's the Venge Shot. It's going to help, but there's the Refresher from the Enigma, and the BKB gets popped as well. Is there going to be a Blink Dagger? Is he going to blow it? There it is. It's on 3. Chronosphere to follow. Is there enough damage? Storm Spirit's going to come out right now, and he's going to have the Sheep Stick. Is there going to be anything from the Storm Spirit right now? Who's he focusing on? There's BKBs coming out for a lot of the Radiant. He can't do anything. There's the Echo Slam onto the PL by himself. PL's going to go down here unless he's able to turn his, but the pings are coming out from the Earthshaker. The Tinker is looking to finish him up. The PL's able to run away, but on the backlines there's a disruption onto the Faceless Void. He doesn't have Time Walk for a little bit, but there is going to be a Time Walk in just a little bit. He's not going to chase, and there's nothing else. The Dire team lost that engagement, despite the fact that Tinker had to buy back. And there's going to be no push once again to the Dire's name. A kind of a wash once again. This is going to be such a late game. It's already 62 minutes in. PL getting pinged out. There is the gem on the Enigma. No, it's actually not a gem. How are they seeing him right now? I'm not sure.
Doom has the gem.
Yeah. Oh, Doom does have a gem. Okay. So he's able to get the kill on the PL. And the buyback from PL as well. But the illusions are going ham. Bro crates turning into a broken crate because he's getting killed by these PL illusions. They have a crowbar. It's like Half-Life. Half-Life 3 confirmed. They're killing this crate, but are they so close? Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
Those, so, was it Enigma who gave him mana boots? No, Earthshaker gave him mana boots, and that almost killed him. Like, the extra mana boots.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Almost killed him. It was really close.
That's a really funny side effect. Enigma picking up this gem here in mid lane, really close, as the Doom has the gem as well, and the buyback from the Faceless Void. Does he have bots? He actually doesn't. He's going to walk here. BKB coming out from Storm Spirit. There's the initiation on Olimar and Louis. The Enigma doesn't have it as well. The Chronosphere is going to come up. Enigma doesn't have anything to really save for this fight. The Storm Spirit's going out. The right clicks from Faceless Void are really coming online. Fisser coming out from Earth Spirit is going to shut down the Storm Spirit. And now the PL's going on. The rest of the team, he's doing a little bit. Faceless Void almost dying. He's so close. Is there going to be one more right click from the illusion? The PL does kill the Faceless Void. And now the Enigma's really, really low life. PL's able to go on with a Phantom Lance, the BKB being popped, and the Fisser is going to do work in terms of protecting him. But somewhere else on the back lines, Doom is going on PL. He's manning up. This isn't a fight you can win. Pings out from Tinker saying, hey, what are you doing? And counter pings from Doom. But PL got a double kill, and lots of the Dire did die. I think somewhere on like this area. Yeah.
What an odd fight, by the way. It took place in so many places.
Yeah, exactly. There's a death here, death here, death here, here, and then all the way over here as well.
Yeah, like it was so spread out, like the entire thing.
That was definitely hard to follow. Yeah. And it's definitely shown that they need some kind of an Aegis, but the Dire are chipping at the towers. The racks, the tower did go, the ranged racks as well. And that's, well, the first this game.
So Rosh is back up. I feel like any team that wants to get the advantage, that should be their next goal is right now. Because both teams could probably take it right now, and they have people down, so it's a relatively safe time to take Rosh. But nobody's actually checking that.
It's true. And as the Calodeshua in chat.
What are you talking about?
It's his chat name. As he said, Roshan's an important factor for the Dire. As Grand Lee goes down here, gets completely annihilated. Phantom Lancer getting combo breakered here in the mid lane. And that's a big pick. Phantom Lancer down for 118 seconds without buyback. This is the Radiant's chance, as now there's also a combo on Vengeful Spirit going to 64 HP. Black Hole on the Shadow Demon. Echo Slam coming out just to finish it off. GG's coming out from the Dire side once again. The Radiant have turned it, and now it's GG's coming out from the Dire. Is this going to be the actual GG end? It is.
I'm actually really surprised. I feel like they could have either hold or lost the racks and try to come back.
Right,
like,
Radiant
still up.
Haven't actually pushed like high ground. That would be the first high ground fight for the Dire team on their home turf, and maybe they would have made something happen. But what a fight!
Game. Like that Phantom Lancer was really far ahead. I feel like they could have at least tried.
That is crazy. Maybe some heroes not being used to their full extent, but hey, we're all training here, and what a fight it was. The Radiant team persevering through adversity and come back into the fight. Olimar and Louis obviously carrying the team. Shout out to Olimar and Louis. Just kidding, you didn't completely carry the team. I guess there were some other people. Maybe there was a Tinker in that fight, maybe an Earthshaker, maybe some kind of Chronosphere throwing Time Sling and Faceless Void, and a Doom as well.
Wow, that Earthshaker was 12, 3, and 24. That is crazy for an Earthshaker. Like, that's a melee support. That's really hard to do and not die constantly. That's really impressive.
Yeah, totally true. So well played by both teams. Obviously, the Dire commanded their early game. Props to them for doing that. They won most of their lanes. Storm Spirit getting tons of ganks on the Doom and solo lane, as well as the aggressive tri-lane going really well for the Dire. Mid lane went pretty well, I'd say, for the Nyx, and Tinker was able to stack Ancients and do pretty well himself, and that definitely showed. But well played both teams. This is the first cast by Nyx and Rankshis at Next Level Dota. And we're going to have more casts here soon, I believe, unless we get suckered into actually playing a couple games. So stay tuned, tell your friends, tweet it because people use Twitter, I guess, and stay tuned for the next match.